ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to the second of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation for the day. Raag Gaudi Purbi Mahalla Panjava Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad Har Har Kabahu Manoh Bisare इहाँ ऊहाँ सर्ब सुख दाता सगल घटा प्रतपारे हरा हाओ महाकष्ट काटे खिन भीतर रसना नाम चितारे शीतल सांत सुख हर सरणी जलती अगन निवारे गर्भ कुंड नरक ते राखै पवजल पार उतारे चरण कमल आराधत मन में है जम की त्रास बिदारे पूरन पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर ऊंचा अगम अपारे गुण गावत त्यावत सुख सागर जुए जन्म नहारे काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मन लीनो निर्गुण के दातारे करि कृपा अपनो नाम दीजै नानक सद बलिहारे काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मन लीनो निर्गुण के दातारे कर कृपा अपनो नाम दीजै नानक Sad Balihare. In a manner of speaking, this Shabad really is extending the previous one because it is calling us to retrain the mind to attain what Gurbani considers to be the crowning achievement of life, which is to operate from a heightened state of awareness, a sovereign experience that is called Har consciousness, but it is also referred to as Puran, Parabrahm, Paramesar. These are all signifiers of that state of consciousness. So in this passage, the Guru begins by saying, Har Har Kabahu Manoh Bisare. Never allow the Supreme Self to escape your mind. That's the key. Iha uha sarva sukha datta sagal ghata pratapare, because we need to be connected to the source of our sustenance, the source of our creativity, and that is the Har Har. It is Iha uha sarva sukha datta. It's the sustainer and the benefactor, always. So the call for us is retrain the mind. Maha kast kaate khin bhitar rasna naam chitare siital sant sukh har sarani jalti agan nivare. Maha kast kaate, that is to say, a kast is an obstruction, a problem, a state of being troubled. Maha, of course, is great. So what the Guru is saying is that if you wish to overcome great troubles, or if you wish to overcome the state of your mind that is troubled in an instant, then he recommends Rasana Naam Chitare. With the tongue, begin a recitation of Gurbani so that self-knowledge comes and is restored back to your memory. Siital Sant Sukh Har Sarani Jalti Agan Nivare. And this is, of course, the outcome of Rasna Naam Chitare. You find that the shelter of this wisdom, Naam, is soothing and peaceful. It protects you from the raging fire of desires. Jalti agan nivare. The point is not about having desires. It's about the fact that It's like a fire that is out of control. So how do you contain it? How do you use it for proper ends? By reciting, reflecting, and internalizing Guru wisdom, you eventually resolve these problems. So here in this verse, the Guru is hinting at the method for achieving that transcendent state of Har consciousness. And that is Rasna Naam Chitare. The tongue initiates the process which eventually restores self-knowledge to the mind. Naam Chitare. Chitare, Chit refers to both memory and mind. And the idea here is a restoration. This is a recollection of what has been lost. It is not something new. It's already there, but it is out of the mind. So the method through the tongue is to begin the process of restoring this self-knowledge. Now, if you recall, Guru Nanak in Jap Bani stresses meditative attention, listening, which he calls Sunye. Because Sunye, or listening, is the gateway to entering this transcendent state of Puran Par Brahm Paramesar. And the recitation of Gurbani with the tongue is the first step in creating that attentive space. Because you begin by reciting with the tongue, you're already containing the scattered mind. And as you do this over time, you will find that what the tongue is uttering becomes a part of your intellect. It becomes a part of your understanding, and it begins to shape you. And gradually, the mind gets into this attentive state. Now, it just happens. It is almost like falling asleep. You never know where that point is where you just switched from being awake to being asleep. Likewise with this process, you will know when that happens. But that is the way to begin. The Guru goes on to extend this explanation a little further in the second verse here, where he says, Garab Kund Narak te rakhe pavjal par utare charan kamal aradat man meh jamki tras bidare. So by seeking shelter at the feet of the Guru Enlightener, which is saying to acquire this wisdom, to enter this attentive space, you need to find shelter at the feet of the Guru, which means you have to come to the Guru to get this knowledge, because it involves going within, and we don't know how to do it. And of course, doing that is protection from all kinds of fears, including the fear of death. Maname jamki tras bidare. That is our primary existential fear. That is what then happens by doing Charan Kamal Aradat, which is acquiring the wisdom of the Guru. Puran Par Brahm Paramesar Ucha Agam Apare Gun Gavat Teavat Sukh Sagar Jue Janam Na Hare. That is the key here. Jue Janam Na Hare. Don't gamble your life away. Don't gamble your life away. Meditate on that perfect and complete transcendent being or consciousness, who is the supreme controller, Paramesar, who is lofty, Ucha, beyond the senses, Agam, and boundless, Apare. Sing in adoration. Singing, again, Kirtan involves the tongue, it involves singing. But these are all tools that the Gurus have given us in order to transcend Haume consciousness. So, he says, Gun Gavat. Gun Gavat also means, well, singing Doing kirtan, gun gavat, also means the acquisition or cultivation of qualities, virtue. Because at the end of the day, this boundless, unfathomable existence, this consciousness, this Akal Purkh, cannot be known directly in our current state, if at all. What we can do is instill within us its qualities, its attributes. That is what is being asked of us. Because in the end, the Guru is making that petition, that ardas, where he says, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Manlino, Nirgun ke datare. He's addressing this Par Brahm Parmeswar as Nirgun ke datare, O savior of the virtueless, Nirgun. We have no qualities. We are without virtue. Why? Because the passions have overwhelmed us. So he says, O Nirgun ke datare, Kam, Krodh, Loh, Moh, Manlino. Deliver us from these passions. Lust, anger, greed, attachment. Again, we've alluded to this earlier. The idea is not that you're going to be without passion. The idea is, how do you control all of this? How do you prevent it from actually taking you into the wrong direction? Because it's the same energy. It depends on how you're using it. And you want to use it creatively. You want to evolve. You don't want to sort of sink into sexual dysfunction. You don't want to sink into avarice. You don't want to get caught up in needless attachments, you see, because this then becomes a prison. So the Guru is asking for liberation from these deviant tendencies so that the same energy can be used productively, creatively. Kar kirpa, he says, have mercy, apno naam dija, give me your wisdom. And I am forever grateful for that gift. Because the wisdom then becomes your compass, your North Star. It shows you what decisions to make at any given moment. And if you're guided by Guru wisdom, you can be assured that you'll never go wrong. On that note, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.